guys. If you are just getting on, I'm going to give it about 30 seconds here for anybody that's going to join. If you want to, you can just skip ahead about 30 seconds, but we'll give some people some time here before we really get into anything. All right, guys. If you're just tuning in, tonight I'm going to go over. I got a couple notes here. If people log on and we get a conversation going, I'm going to do this for about an hour tonight. Then I got to get some sleep. So what I want to talk about tonight is just getting into car hauling. What's the process that you're going to need to go through to, I guess, start being a car hauler. What steps you can take if you're just getting into the trucking industry. Really, that's really what it's going to be. If you're in the trucking industry, you got your CDL, you're looking at becoming a car hauler. These are kind of, I guess, for me right now, it's the three different ways, I guess, you can get into the industry. So let's just get started here. The first one is going to be you can start your own company. That's the way I got into the industry. That was my way in. I worked for somebody when I had my permit. I've gone over the story a couple times, so I'll just skim it quick. But I got my permit and started working for a small mom and pop trucking company. Well, they weren't even that small. They were actually fairly large at one point. They had about 40 trucks running strictly auction work, lease turn-ins, that sort of thing. I ran for them for about 2-3 months under my permit, just running local stuff, getting used to loading, unloading, that sort of thing. And then right before I went to take my road test, they went bankrupt. And so then I went to one of the trucking schools, got my CDL through them, and that was about the way I got into it. Long story short, I didn't know if I was going to do cars, if I was going to do anything else. So after listening to all the big companies come in and give their spiel, tell you how you're going to make millions with, so thousands a week with them, and what's up, trucker world? Just listen to them to tell you literally you're going to make thousands of dollars a week. It's great money, things like that. I went and talked to a couple drivers at the local truck stop that was near my house when I was growing up. Asked them what they make, how long they're out, things like that. And pretty much was told they were making, as a new driver, between like $700 and $1,000 ish, and they were gone 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. That was not my thing, so I started my company. I was 21, used every couple dollars I had that I had saved, and more or less my college fund from my grandparents and parents to start my company. Bought a 3-car wedge and a 94 International tractor, and that was how I started. So that is one of the ways you can do it. You can do it the way I did, with getting really a 3-car wedge and a pickup truck. I don't want to talk bad about the pickup trucks. I'm not a huge fan of putting a 3-car wedge or anything like that behind an actual pickup per se, mostly because of the fact that you have a ton of weight sitting above, compared to the load, a very lightweight vehicle, and they flip over easily. So if you're going to go that route, please just be smart out there. Go slow. Keep your weight low. Try not to roll down the road with F-250, F-150, or diesel or anything like that, sitting there in spot 1 right behind the top of the back of the truck and nothing else on the trailer. So you got to be careful with that. that's why I bought a small semi. I bought it was a 4900 series International, and it well, just a single axle tractor, got great what was it? I got great fuel economy, and it really that truck I ran it for like 3 years and it never broke down. I actually got backed into at a truck stop, and it ripped the cab off the truck. That's what got me out of that one. That was a fun truck. If I can find pictures, I'll post some of those. The other thing is you could just buy a semi. You could go for the regular 18-wheeler style with a high mount 8-car trailer. I would recommend an 8-car trailer if you can swing it, because you can always run 6, you can always run 7. But with the 8-car, like a Wally Mo style trailer, which is one of my favorites, you could run. Well, actually, I've seen it 8 Rogues on something like that. So 8 Ford Escapes. And any of those vehicles, you're going to be able to fit on it, and you're going to make good money with that. The other thing is obviously buy a Stinger, get a nice 9-10 car unit, and go into business yourself. The other way you could do it is kind of also the way I started when I had my permit, and that was starting with a small mom and pop trucking company. I would say they're pretty good for the most part. I don't know many of them personally that I hauled for, but I have noticed the ones that I see that I know guys that work for them, they tend to work for them for years. So I would assume they take pretty good care of their drivers for the most part, and I would say they're he's not talking to me tonight. Sorry, Ben. I'll get to your guys' comments in just a second. Let me get through these my little speech here in the beginning, and then I will start rolling through questions or anything that you guys might have. The mom and pop ordeal, I would say they take care of their drivers. The nice thing with them is it's probably going to be a lot of auction freight, some new cars, some like door to door, where you literally owners' vehicles, like snowbirds, like I did when I first started. That's going to give you a lot of knowledge in the beginning of how to load, especially if you're in like a Stinger or an 8-car, 9-car type of unit. That's going to give you a lot of knowledge, just because you're always hauling different things. You're never running the same, like for me out of Kia, you're never running the same 3 vehicles all the time. So you get a large variety. You might have 2 trucks, 1 truck. You might have a dually. You might have something that's lifted. You might have Jeeps. Heck, I hauled an H1 Hummer one time. I've hauled a when I first started out. I don't recommend this because it doesn't pay enough for the risk, but I didn't know it back then. I hauled a F430 Ferrari. That was a cool car. It was only like 4 years old at the time. Again, paid me $200 to transport it like 180 miles. I would never do that again, because $200 on a $120,000 car, just for me, that's a lot of risk and not a lot of money. But yeah, the mom and pop thing, going with a small trucking company, they're probably more apt to have the ability to just give you hands-on training, and really give you like you can make, I guess, friends at a smaller company, 5, 10, 15 trucks, get to know some people that can help you out, some people that you can make phone calls to, things like that. The mom and pop thing, that is one of the other ways. And the last one for me is going with a company like I work for, like a mega carrier. They have a training seminar kind of thing that they do to teach new haulers how to haul cars. Like ours, I don't know if they do it. It's been 2 years, so it's before all the illness stuff. But when I took the class, they flew me to Michigan, and then it was a week-long class. It was a Monday through Friday class, You had to. Monday was just kind of classroom introduction kind of thing. Introductory. That's what I was trying to say. Kind of day. Introduce people. Kind of give you the rundown. Fill out paperwork. Stuff like that. I think we had a little bit. Yeah, actually, we went out in the yard for a little while in the second half of day 1. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Those were all literally just a half a day in classroom in the morning, then you went to lunch, then you were out in the yard loading. So that's you have to prove that you can load their equipment before you get hired, I guess. Again, since all that, I don't know if they bring everybody to Michigan still. I don't know if you just go to the yard that you're going to be hired out of and you learn there. I honestly don't know. I could probably find out. I should have before I started this, but I didn't. I didn't even think about making a phone call and asking. But yeah, you can come onto like a mega carrier. The nice thing with them is a lot of times you're gonna haul kind of like I do, where it's mostly gonna be 1, 2, 3 possible, I guess, types of vehicles for the most part. Like for me, the majority that I haul really is going to be Kia, Nissan out of Smyrna, GM out of Spring Hill, which those are the Acadias and the Cadillac XT5, XT6, those things. You got those, or you got Hondas out of Marysville, which is one of the other places I really like going to. But really, it's just a small variety of cars. You can really learn it and really kind of, I guess, tune yourself in, especially when you're inexperienced on, okay, this car goes on the head rack or spot 2 or the top front or top back of the trailer only. This one for car is a car, so I know like I can put it in the top middle of the trailer. And I can get that down to height no matter what. You can kind of really focus in and concentrate a lot more on just driving up and down the trailer because you're hauling the same type of loads. And I guess the last one, it really isn't, it isn't getting into the industry per se, but it is just trying to reach out and find help. Going on to like YouTube, like what I do here, I try to teach and give you guys information that I never had when I first started out. But go on to YouTube, go on to Facebook, go on to Instagram, make a couple close friends that you can call and go, dude, I got this load and I have no idea where to put something, or how to load it, things like that. When I started out, as funny as it sounds, I used to Google image search any trailer that I was going to purchase. So like when I had my Boydston, my very first Stinger, which was a 1998 Freightliner cab over with a Boydston trailer, 4-car head rack, that I literally just Googled that. Freightliner cab over Boydston Stinger. And I remember I used to, because this is before really iPhones or anything like that came out for the most part, I used to print off photos, every photo I could find of loads on that trailer or on that rig in general or anything like it. So I just kind of had an idea, okay, people are putting trucks here, people are putting cars here, SUVs this way when they're loading 10 cars. When you were loading 10, before I ever did my first 10-car load, I used to watch everybody go down the road, or if I was at an auction, or if I was at a truck stop, I would just walk up and look at their equipment so I could kind of get like a mental picture of how I was going to load it if I ever got a chance to load a load like that. So that's kind of my, I guess, forte. And if you want to get into trucking or into car hauling, that's kind of the way I would recommend it. You could start your own company. That's probably the toughest route. I chose that. It is what it is, whether you like it or not. I'm over that stress. You can get in with a mom and pop, or you can get on with a mega carrier. Those are really, I guess, the 3 biggest ways to get into this industry. But yeah, really, if you want to get into the mega carrier, just Google every one of their names, fill out an application. I know United Road has a training program, like I said, if you want to get on with them. My email will be in the description below when I'm done with this. I'll put my email and everything in. You can just shoot me a email. I can get you the links to get on. But other than that, guys, that's kind of what I have for right now. So I'm going to hit the button and start looking at some of your comments, and you guys can start asking away. We'll see what I can help you with. So, what's up, Daniel, Jason? Phone's about to die. That's no good. Ben, I already said hi to you. I talked to you earlier today. Truckers World. That's Ryan. I talked to you yesterday. How you doing? I'm here to cause trouble tonight. You're here to cause trouble always, Ben. It was freezing in Michigan today. Ants Transport. I hope not, because I'll be in Michigan tomorrow morning. And I have shorts, and shorts only. I was not planning this week to be out here rolling in cold weather, so I'm going to say I really hope it's warmer tomorrow. And if you guys could see, sorry, my phone's bouncing around. If you guys could see how I have this, actually, I'm just gonna turn it around and show you. This is how I have my phone set. So if it's bouncing, I'm sorry, but I literally have it on a coffee pot or a coffee maker with this behind it, just trying to hold it in place. So if it bounces around, sorry about that. I do have to invest in some sort of a stand. But let's see what else we have. I'm horrible with names, so I'm guessing it's Javier. But how do I find a mom and pop company? I have a new CDL out of trucking school. Okay, new mom and pop company or a mom and pop company like that, I would personally, if it was me, start looking on Facebook. I know there's like, I think there's one of the Facebook pages is like car hauling trucking jobs, something like that. If I could get on Facebook right now while I'm doing this, I would look that up, because I'm a member on that group, just because I was before I got this job, and I never got off of it. But yeah, go on there and start looking. The other thing is you can go to like any local auction near you and walk up to any of the truckers that are there, any of the car pullers, anything like that. Ask them if they know. Yes, you can ask on Car Hauler Cartel. There's always companies out there that are needing drivers, and especially if you're going to be loyal and you're going to listen. You could probably find a job that way. But yeah, ask at any of the what's it called? Ask at any of the auctions. Just walk up to any of the drivers. Ask them, hey man, do you know if anybody's hiring right now? Things like that. If they are, or if they know of a company that is, then get a phone number, call them, do anything like that. You might be able to get on that way. Oh, it was freezing when you did orientation in Michigan. Yes, it was for me too. It was like 19 degrees. That was not pleasant. I'm originally from the north, but I don't like it. I like the warm weather of the south. So yeah, I was not thrilled with that. With that wrong hand, I'm blocking stuff. Williams Richard. Hey man, was cool meeting you back at Marysville like 2 years ago. Yes, it was. Maybe one of these days I'll be back up there. I took a load like 2 weeks ago out of there. Right now I've been we've been, for my terminal, we've been getting a good amount of work for CarMax, which gets me right back past my house and right down towards the terminal that I run out of. So I've been doing a lot of West Virginia work, rolling that direction. So I don't know, one of these days, hopefully I'll get back into Marysville. That is probably one of the easiest yards I've ever been to. I'm trying to think. There was one other one that I went to not that long ago. Well, I say not that long ago. Hell, it was probably 4 or 5 months ago at this point. I'm trying to think. It was another easy yard, just like Marysville, where you literally park pretty much directly in front of the cars you're loading. They're all right behind you. Heck, I don't even remember. Oh, Tupelo's kind of that way. Our Nissan, our Toyota yard there in Tupelo, that one's a very easy yard to load out of. I like going there. That one's kind of the same thing. There's like, if you've ever been there, there's like 9 or 10 lanes directly behind all the trucks. They park straight behind you, or all the cars are parked straight behind you, so you only have to walk like 2-3 lanes this way, 2-3 lanes this way, and all your cars are like, I don't know, I think it's like 25 cars deep total, so it's not even that far of a walk to get if you got to get all your cars at the very end. It's not like loading out of my yard for Kia down there in West Point, or Hyundai over there in Montgomery, because sometimes those things are like miles away, especially if you're in Hyundai. It's been a while. I don't get over there too often, but I'm trying to think. There's like the 300. I think it's like 300 and 500 is directly behind the truck, and then there's like an 8 and 900 lane, which are literally like, if you started walking at the back of your truck, you go through like 60 cars long for the first row. Then it's like another 50, 60 cars for that one. And then the 800 and 900 are each 100 cars deep. And it's not normally where it's like one and then the two's over here. And so it's odds and evens and jumps back. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 100 parking spaces and you keep going, especially if you're going all the way back to 900. That is not, when the cars are back there, I'm not a very happy camper. That takes you hours to get out of that yard. Let's see. Yeah, Javier, if you have any questions, if I hear of anybody that's hiring, if any of you guys that are watching, if you know of a company that's hiring, just drop it in the link below. Let him look up the name of the company. Yeah, you can do that. Just let them look up like the name of the company and find a phone number, get a hold of them. If I know of anybody, if anybody tells me that they're willing to hire a brand new CDL holder, I will also I'll throw their information in the description of my next, or one of the videos that I do. Whenever I find the information, if anybody ever tells me, I'll just tell you, look, this company right here is willing to hire brand new drivers. If I find out that United Road is willing to start hauling drivers that have under 6 months of over-the-road experience, I will also let you know. Last I checked, that was their stipulation, was a minimum of 6 months over the road. But yeah, I'll try to help out. That's what this whole channel's about. Let's see. Honda has been very, very slow to almost nothing. I've been running the Carvana account from Indy to Chicago and back 6 days a week. A lot of work, but a great gig to get into. Yeah, Carvana pays real well. Are you on one of their dedicated runs, or are they just like, are you on like their monthly dedicated, you run for them full time for a month? Or are you just going like week by week, or just kind of like, I guess, running like kind of like I am, where you run new cars and you run new cars one direction, and then you just get a Carvana load coming back? Just kind of curious. I don't run that area hardly ever. I try not to go to Chicago if I don't have to, but yeah. Let's go on to the next one. I might be going back to do the project we have in Spring Hill next week. I may be there for a month. Okay, so Ryan, or if you guys are reading his comment, it's Trucker's World. Is that you were telling me that before? Is that where you're just taking them from like the yard a couple miles down the road and dropping them at another yard, or are you like running just out of Spring Hill and going all over the place with that? I forget how that, you told me about that the other day, but I forget how that was going for you. Lewis, do you know any good CDL schools that will hire new any good CDL school that will hire new people? Are you looking to, I guess, Lewis, are you looking to like work for a CDL school, or are you looking to are you looking to just like come out of school and go into a company that's willing to hire new drivers? I'm trying to understand your question there. I'm sorry. We'll go on to the next one. We started hiring at USL with only 1 year of Class A experience. Yeah, there's a lot of companies that are that way. That'll do the 1 year thing, and really I would say that's mostly probably not even the company's choice. That's an insurance thing. I bet you a lot of that has to do with the insurance companies just flat out like, look, no, you're not hiring anybody young or inexperienced, and you got to think about it. You're hauling cars, so I know sometimes like hauling freight and things like that, you can be hauling specialized like piping on a flatbed, I guess, or like electronics, pharmaceuticals, things like that in a van trailer. I know those loads can get pretty pricey per se, but you gotta think, if you're hauling cars, I mean, you go load, let's say BMWs out of our Greer location. You go load those, you're rolling out, let's say usually 7 vehicles, and I would say most of them are going to be, we'll say between 60 and 100,000. But even if they're just at 100,000, you're hauling 7 vehicles. If they're all X7s, I mean, you're looking at a $700,000 load. One little screw up, that's a very large payout if you only wipe out the $300,000 truck that you're driving and the $700,000 load that you have on. I mean, you just cost the insurance company $1 million before they do anything with towing or cleanup, the fire department response, anything like that. I mean, you're talking major expenses in if you just drive off the side of the road and lay the truck on its side, sort of thing. So I'm assuming a lot of the like the 1 year with USAL, or the 1 year driver with USAL, or 1 year's of experience with USAL. Sorry, I'm reading comments and responding. 1 year driving with USAL, or like United Road, the 6 months, or Ryan, you just said a few minutes ago, you have to do, you used to have to have 5 years of experience. I mean, that's all insurance stuff. I highly doubt that is a company decision if they didn't have to make it. Let's see. I'm going to try to skip through a couple of these. Morgan, running a dually with 3-car wedge hauler, can you lease onto United Road? I would say I'm fairly certain you can, Morgan. I have seen some dualies running with United Road on their door, so I'm assuming you can, but don't quote me. If you want to, shoot me an email, and I'll reach out to Amanda or Rachel, who are the 2 people I know in recruiting, and I can ask them tomorrow, and I can get that information for you. Let you know. We are doing both, running them 11 miles down the road and deliveries all across the country. Okay, so I'm guessing they're starting to get going up there in Spring Hill again. That'll be good. Lewis, yeah, like come out of school straight to haul cars, because I've been hauling car with a friend that 3 trucks, so I have experience. Okay, so yeah, getting your CDL, it might be a little easier because you have experience, Lewis, hauling cars. I'm assuming you did it with the, was it under 21,000 pound rule or something like that, where you don't need a CDL. I don't know that end of the DOT that well because I've never really looked into it. But you can, I mean, tell companies that you have experience. You've hauled 3 cars before. You're going to need some training on stacking cars on bigger trailers like a Stinger or a high mount, but you at least come with experience of driving up and down on the trailers and strapping them down. That might help you out pretty good. I don't know yet. William, yes sir, I'm running full-time dedicated loads both ways. We go week by week. Okay, yeah, my dad, who also runs for United Road, he was on a Carvana run out of Lebanon, Tennessee to Knoxville for about a month, maybe 2, I think. He enjoyed it. He said it was difficult because it's a lot of loading and unloading every single day. But you make really good money with it, I'll tell you that. It's a lot of money to the truck. We in Canada transport new cars, but we have a problem now in the lack of cars like Nissan. Do you think that will remain indefinitely? Honestly, I'm not even going to attempt that name. I'm sorry. Abdellah. Indefinitely, no. I've gone over this a couple times. I don't know if I've told people about this. I don't know if I've ever said it on here. This is what I see happening. One of 2 things has to happen. Either the industry, like the economy itself, has to pop, and if that's the case, then that will slow car sales, which will help the industry get caught up. I pray that's not the case, because that's not what any of us want. We don't want the economy to, the economic bubble to burst. But if it's not, I'll try to explain this quick because I get pretty long-winded with my stuff. So, all right, you got to think most car bids for any companies hauling new cars is going to be, I would say, between 45 and 60 dealerships amongst different states. Could be more, could be less, but we'll just say on average 45 to 60 dealerships. Each of those dealers are going to be selling around 100 to 150 cars. We'll just say 100 because it's easy math. So each dealership sells 100 cars a month, 100 new cars a month. We have 60 dealerships. That is 6,000 dealers, or 6,000 cars a month amongst all those dealerships. So we divide that by 4, we get to, 1,500 cars a week. Most of our bids are going to be, most trucking company bids are going to be usually between, I'd say, about 600 to 1,000 cars a week. Could be a little bit more, could be a little less. Most yards, we're just going to go on an average here. So you turn around and you figure, okay, if we do 1,000 cars a week as our bid, obviously I haven't read any bids, but I'm assuming there's a fluctuation clause in there. So we'll say that we can get up to the 1,500, which keeps us on par with what all the dealerships are selling if they're all doing 100 cars a month. And we got 60 dealerships. Here's where it gets difficult. So you have most dealerships right now are back sold between 3 and 6 months. So we have a backlog of cars that need to get delivered to cars that are for people that have already purchased cars. It means we have no inventory on the lots. So we have to do 6,000 cars a month just to keep up with the backlog, to not fall further behind. So that's step 1. We had to do 6 cars a month, which means we're getting right into our clause of the excess cars on the bid. So now you're keeping your yards extremely busy, just keeping up with backlog. So now we have all the dealerships where we've gone months and months and months of not being able to produce enough to keep up with sales. That's why we have a backlog. They have no cars left on their lot. And we have most dealerships want to keep, let's say, 200 cars on the lot at all times. That's 12,000 cars that we have to catch up with on top of these 6,000 just to keep up with the rate of sale of cars. So you figure if we turn around every one of those dealerships, we could deliver them. Let's say we could keep up with the 6,000, 1,500 cars a week, but we can add another 500 onto it. That's up to 2,000 cars. You're talking over a year between getting caught up on backlog of 6,000 cars a month times, let's say, 6 months. So that's 6 times 6, that's 36,000 cars in just backlog. Then on top of that, you add in the inventory needs to just put cars on the lot so dealers have cars to just sell that are just sitting there for people. You're talking that's going to be another 1,200 or 12,000 cars. You're talking 48,000 cars just to catch up. That we're talking years of full speed production, above average production rates, just to get caught up with the backlog we have right now. So in my opinion, if they can keep the delays in chips and parts and transmissions and motors and blah, 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 everything else, if we can keep those delays to a nothing, just there are no more delays, yeah, I would say we have 2 years of the busiest time of our lives running cars. But if we keep having the delays, then yeah, we could very easily see another year or two of this just crummy, you're just trickling cars through. And I'm sure I missed, I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry. I tried to do that quick as I could, but that's my opinion anyways. I'm not an expert on it, but I do have 13 years in hauling cars. So that's just how I feel. That's what my opinion is. That yes, if they can keep everything going, we'll be super busy and slammed with cars for you in all of Canada and for us in all of the United States. Both countries just massacred with the number of cars that we have to haul. So I hope that answers your question. Let's go. Lewis, my friend has 3 trucks and that are on the street working, and I've been out there for 3 years with him. Okay. What do you think of Carvana's private fleet of haulers? I started with them a couple months ago in the Southern California, pay is $75K to start. Is that a fairly good wage in this industry? I can't really, Carlos, I can't really comment on Carvana's, Carvana's private fleet. I don't know how many hours they make you guys work. I don't even know how they run their route for the most part. 75,000. I mean, dollar-wise, that's not bad. When you become very good and you hustle, you can make a lot more than 75,000. I do plenty more than that myself. But as for learning, I don't know. That's the problem. Is I don't want to say something and shoot myself in the foot because I really don't know anything about how they handle their car hauling fleet. I know I've been in and out of their yards a bunch of times, and I know like in Lebanon, a lot of their drivers aren't loading their trucks. They just show up and the trucks are already loaded. But yeah, if anybody has information on that, you feel free to write it. 75K, that's good money. I mean, that's better than what you're going to do hauling most dry van, I would say. But that's an estimate for me because I've never done that either. So I don't want to make a comment and just be speaking out of my butt because I have no experience with them in that aspect. I'm sorry about that. The chip manufacturing company has a plan in place to start producing more chips faster than before. There will be a big influx of chips for the cars that are built and sitting with no chips. So we are going to end up at one point with more cars than we have space for at dealerships. Yes, Ryan, Truckers World, sorry. Yes, we will. If they can do the chips, then yes, we'll be slammed with work. That'll be a good day for all of us because I would say for the first month, we're going to be still having probably the 2-3 drop loads, just because they're trying to get the bulk of the very expensive vehicles to the lot. And then once we can get through those after that first month, I would say you're going to be just rolling in the dough sort of thing, because of the fact that it's going to be all one-stoppers. I'm going to go to Honda in Marysville, and I'm going to have a full load of Acuras to Chattanooga, or a full load of Hondas to Chattanooga, or a full load of Acuras or Hondas straight to Knoxville. I mean, for out of West Point, I'm going to have a full load of Kias going straight to one of the, I don't know, I think there's like 6 dealerships around Columbus. So yeah, you're just going to pull in. If it takes you 40 minutes to drop those cars, it's going to take you 40 minutes. You're done. You're on your way to your next load. You're reloaded and getting miles back in the opposite direction, just because of how much time you get to save on not having to run around and do 4, 5, 6, 7 drops like we do right now. So yeah, I think if they get all that stuff fixed and the shortages to end, then yeah, we'll be rolling pretty good with a lot of cars. I have a friend that just started driving for them at Oklahoma. I will find out for you. He is very happy and home every night at Carvana. Okay, yeah, good. So Ryan, you have a friend that runs for Carvana. Yeah, I mean, really, don't. But what I'm going to say here, in just any industry in general, but don't chase dollars. Don't just try to find the company that pays the most, because like a company like United Road here, yeah, you can be lazy and just trickle around and putter around and make $55,000 a year. Or you could kick butt and be out 6-8 weeks at a time and probably very easily turn $130,000 a year here. It's all based on your work ethic in that aspect. But if you start chasing dollars, no company's going to be good enough, is what I would say. Find a lifestyle. And what I mean by that is find a company that is going to run you, that fits the lifestyle that you want. If you want to be out weeks at a time, go do it. I mean, there's plenty of companies that'll be very happy to keep you on the road for 6-8 weeks. Heck, I try not to cuss. I'm sorry. There's plenty of companies out there that would be very happy to keep you on the road all year long. I just never send you home. Yeah, you're going to make a ton of money, but unless you're right before retirement, are you out here to have a life, or is being out here your life? Is what you kind of got to decide for yourself. My home time is the most important thing to me. Money's pretty high up there, but I would say that easily comes third. I'm going to say home time is number 1. Benefits are number 2, because I have a large family. There's 6 of us. I have to provide good benefits. My wife doesn't work. She's home with our kids. She's raising them, so I can be out here. And you have to find a lifestyle that suits you. Mine is being home. I could very easily make $55,000, $60,000, be happy, and be home more. Right now, I love what I do. I absolutely love the style of running that I have right this second. And that's what I would recommend. Find the lifestyle that you want personally. Me, it's going hunting, going fishing, hanging out with my kids, teaching my kids how to get through the woods and fishing and how to find trout. I live in East Tennessee, so it's fly fishing. We're hiking in the mountains. If we go fishing, it's with a fly rod And it could be a half mile between casts, but I love teaching my family that stuff. I love teaching my kids that stuff. That's my lifestyle, to be home with them and see them, take them camping, take them to Disney, take them, obviously, like I said, fishing or hunting. My 3-year-old loves sitting there in the deer blind with me. So yeah, this company here that I work for, really, I have no complaints. The way that they let me run and the way that they kind of run their company, for me, this is the perfect lifestyle for me. And I'll be honest, if nothing changes, I will probably retire from here. But that doesn't mean this company is going to be perfect for somebody else. Or it might not even be perfect for, depending on where you live in the country, it might not be perfect for you, because we're really busy in some areas and not so busy in others. And you might live in an area or be out of a terminal that the only thing that they can get you is 2-week, 3-week runs. Where, look, if you work for them, you're going to be gone for 2-3 weeks at a time. Me, that would be an immediate game changer for me. I mean, I'd be gone in 10 seconds if someone told me that. But I'm home every weekend. I get to run where I want. My dispatcher knows, just let me go run and make money. And at the end of the day, if things are getting tough down there, you can always lean on me, and I'm a team player. I'll come help bail a yard out. I have no problem with it as long as I can make money and be home on the weekends. That's, again, my biggest thing. Home time, then benefits, then the actual income itself. Again, sorry, I get long-winded. I try not to, but that's how I am. How much is it worth to you in sacrificing family time? Exactly. Me, I will not sacrifice my family. My family's everything to me. 75 to 80K being home every night is probably worth it. Yeah, absolutely. If United Road had a run and told me, look, you're going to make 75K, but you'll be home, you're going to leave out at 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll be parking that truck at 4 o'clock every afternoon, sign me up. I am all about that. I get to see my kids every evening. I get to have dinner with my family every evening, and I'm making good money. I'm good with that. Jay Carlos, hope you're doing well. I have a question. What's the rule of distance between cars after you've loaded it? Is it thumb and fist or 5 fingers? Thanks. If you're strapping down, like wheel straps, which is pretty much what everybody's using now, I pretty much go with this for the most part. If you can do this under a car, you're gonna be all set. Again, pay attention. Don't do 70 over railroad tracks. You could have this much space and you're gonna smash a car into a deck. But yeah, this up and down for vertical, and about this in between, front bumper, back bumpers for the rocking, you'll be all set with that. And also, one thing that was taught to me when I first started out hauling, if you go like this, for the cars would be number 2. If you're in a high rail, it'd be number 3, the first top one on the trailer, or number 4 if you're in a quick loader, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can go like this, from here to here fits between the back bumper of the car on number 2 and the front or back bumper on the car on number 3 on top of the trailer there. If you have that much space, you're good. You have nothing to worry about. Again, slowly make that first turn. When you're pulling out of the parking spot, wherever you're loading, get out and stop 3 or 4 times. I do it. I've been doing this 13 years, and there's times that I get out and I check, make sure I have that turning room, especially if I'm going to be close. Let's go on. I got about 10 more minutes, guys, so I'm going to try to get through some questions here, and then for me, I got to get to sleep. Is car hauling hard to learn if you have never hauled cars in your life? No, I don't think car hauling is hard to learn. It's technical. Once you're a car hauler, you're no longer a truck driver. Truck drivers are not car haulers, but all car haulers are truck drivers, in my opinion, because there's very few people that can be a car hauler. Once you learn it, honestly, in my opinion, you're in a special breed of trucker, and that's why we're paid the way we are. Learning it, figure. I still learn things today. Learn new things. I've been doing it 13 years. I learned new ways of doing things. My last video, I asked if anybody would load the load differently than I did. I had 2 people comment on how they would load differently to make it easier, and everybody has their opinion on it, and I'll try their ways next time. But I would say after about 3-4 months, you're definitely going to have a good grasp on car hauling. Your first few weeks are going to be tough, especially backing cars on and off the trailer. The biggest thing is take your time. Go slow. Get out and check. It doesn't hurt to get out 3 or 4 times if you're backing on or backing off, pulling on, pulling off. Just check. Be safe. Don't touch nothing. That's the biggest thing. When you open your doors, make sure it's not going to slam into the rail sitting right next to you, or make sure it's not. When you're backing on, you're not going to drag the mirror on the opposite side of the car. Just keep your wits about you. Go slow. If you have questions, stop. I've helped many people that holler out a window, "Hey, can you look at my back bumper? Make sure I'm not going to back into the back of my cab or the car I have here or there," whatever kind of thing. We'll all help you. There's very few of us that are true a-holes that are just going to give you shit. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean gonna give you crap. So we'll just go with that. But it's not a difficult job if you use your head. Let's go next. Mark M. My dad was gone way too much and I didn't grow up right. A son needs a dad to talk with in person. It took me until I was 24 and quit college to fully mature. And now I'm a trucker, but learned from my dad. Yeah, Mark, you're 100% right. I think both parents need to be there with your kids growing up. Whether you're divorced or whether you're still together, be there with each other. Raise the kids properly. Our kids are, for the most part, a direct. They are who we make them as parents. And I don't mean to get all off topic on this, but I am a very firm believer that kids need both parents. They need a strong father figure to teach them right from wrong and be tough on them. We're not the nurturing type, not most of us anyways. But yeah, your kids need the father figure has to be there, and I hope more kids get it. I think it's a sad situation with what's going on with a lot of father figures not being around, and there's a lot of kids that go off the wrong path because of it. My father taught me how to work. I've virtually been working full time since I was 14 years old. He started working full time at pretty much 10. So yeah, teach your kids right. Give them a good work ethic. Teach them how to teach them how to treat a woman and be there for their family. That's very important. And if you're trucking, if you're not even divorced or anything, and you're trucking, you have to really find something. If you're gonna have kids, be there for your kids. I talk to mine every night. I FaceTimed with my kids from 7:30 until 8 o'clock before I got onto this. I'm sure my kids are, at least my eldest, probably watching this right now. But yeah, trucking is hard on families. So try to be very understanding with our wives and the women in our lives that are at home raising the kids, and just like I said, try to be there for them. Don't chase dollars. If you just chase dollars with a family, one, you're going to lose your family, and two, you're never going to see them grow up. So just yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent. I could talk about family issues for hours. That's a very big thing in my life. Carlos, those are all really good points. Thank you for your input. I am home every day and I run at night from Pomona, California to Bakersfield, not always running a full load there and back. The pay is salary. Yeah, so yeah, that sounds like a decent load. I like running at night. That's why I get up early in the morning. I like my 3:30 start time. Get a lot of miles in before people wake up. You don't have to deal with traffic. I don't know where any of that stuff is in California. I've never been to California. One of these days I will, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what work we have that takes me out that way. But maybe someday I'll make it out there. I'd love to see the place. I really want to cross the mountains. I really want to go across the mountain range out there, the Rocky Mountains. I know we have, for you West Coast guys, I know we have mountains here in the East Coast, but yeah, I'd love to see some of those huge mountains out there. That'd be a blast, to be honest. Jay Carlos, there is an 80-foot high rail. I missed something there. Are the new 80-footers only quick load? Oh yeah, no, there's a high rail. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, Car Hall Charlie, you sent me some pictures. I think it was you that showed me the pictures that I talked about last time, of some awesome loads on that 80-foot high rail. Again, I was not a supporter until I saw those photos of those loads. I could not in my mind imagine why you would want the 80-foot high rail. But I'll tell you what, if I was loading in areas where I was going to get loads like that, I'd be sold on that 80-footer all day long. Thanks, man. My parents are still together, but I get what you mean. Will you consider in training people? Me personally training people? I don't know. Maybe. I've never been asked. I have no problem helping people. If someone calls me or emails me with questions, I will help everybody that asks. As for training, I'm not personally against it. I just don't know if the money's there for me or patience. I could probably do training videos. I have really kicked that idea around of doing like a video series of like 10 45-minute videos and putting it on I can't think of the name of the app now, but charging like $5 or $2 or whatever their minimum is for the course on just learning car hauling, everything from learning how to strap things down properly to how to decide how you're going to load. But yeah, as for training, I'm quick. I try to be in and out of places. I try to be unloaded in 30 minutes. If I hit 35, 40 minutes, I get agitated. I'm not a very patient person in the aspect of waiting around for stuff. So possibly I would train someone, but I don't know if I'm cut out for that. I'm cut out. I can do this, but I don't know about actually training. Oh, am I back? Yep. Okay. It looks like I'm back. Maybe. If you can hear me, leave a comment. I just got a phone call and it just jumped me out of this whole thing. So I don't know if I can even see my chats anymore, or if they're all gone. Oh no, they are here. Okay. Let me get through the last couple questions here. What's your opinion on loading number 2 car? I always drop it, but I see a lot of guys load it in the air. I'd rather take the. Oh yeah, and I always drop it down, Connor. I always drop that car all the way down. No offense. No offense to anybody that leaves it up, but that ground is very low, and if I can minimize my risk of falling, that car comes all the way down. I try to load quick, but I'm not a risk taker in that aspect. I enjoy all my limbs working, and yeah. Nope, that car comes all the way down on number 2. Coming up on a year of experience trucking, but I have an auto shift restriction. Are there hauling carriers that will still hire me? Anthony, yes. I know United Road will. I drive an automatic. I drove a 13 speed for many years. I'm in an automatic, and honestly, I'm still a driver, and I love the dang thing. I like the automatic. I do not miss driving through DC traffic, Richmond traffic, Columbus, Cincinnati, any of those areas, Nashville, holding a clutch pedal to the floor for hours and hours and hours. But I will say, try to learn how to drive standard. You don't, maybe you don't have to do it in the semis. That's so between you and whoever hires you. But try to learn to drive standard if you can, because there are times that you have to load standard cars, and I load standard brand new ones. I just loaded 3 or 4 Sentras the other day, it was last week or the week before, out of Walkertown, North Carolina. Those were all standard. Let's I'll be the coming up. Car hauler Charlie. Yeah, my buddy, love it. I was thinking about getting into one. I'm just worried about the weight. Charlie, weight wise, I don't know what they weigh. They're probably real heavy. But as for getting into one, what I would do for you is think about what you haul. Do you spend days driving, or are most of your hauls 500 plus miles, or are you doing a lot of short stuff, multiple loading and unloading in one day sort of thing? If you're doing short stuff, then I would stay with the quick loader all day long. If you have if you're doing longer stuff, then absolutely I would turn around and get that high rail, depending on what you haul. Let's go. I'm trying to see. I'll be the first in line in the list of training, Lewis. Maybe. I won't ever say that I won't do it. To me, Connor, only takes 2 minutes longer, and it's a lot safer. It's USAL policy. Drop that deck all the way down. Don't let anybody go, oh, it saves you time, it saves you time. 2 minutes over the course of a week is going to save you, what, 10, maybe 15 minutes of loading and unloading all week long? How long is it going to take you to heal from a broken elbow because you fell? How about a channel membership for the training videos? That's not a bad idea. I don't know how it works. Again, I've been doing this YouTube for a while, and I don't understand a lot of it. I'm just getting into these, so I'm kind of learning. That dude, I've been doing it for 8 months, man. I love it, except for the fact the industry is so thin. Yeah, the industry is very thin, and it's just going to be difficult for my opinion, at least another year here. So if you can stick with it, you'll be making bank when everything finally decides to break. But until then, I think the industry is still going to be pretty thin. I'm thinking of joining the company in November. What is a realistic check after training. Jay, if you're thinking of United Road, first learning, when you first learn, I would say it's kind of yard dependent. I would say you could probably do 1,100 to 1,300 most weeks until you get real good at loading and unloading, and you can get those extra couple loads in just because you've gotten it all down. And yeah, once you get it down, I don't see why most yards you can't do 2,000 a week. I know we have some that I don't want to talk bad, but some of our yards, I swear they should just pay the company that we haul the cars for. I think they should just pay them to haul them because we're virtually giving it away. But I'm not into that. That is way above my pay grade. So there's a reason we have those yards. But if you're in one of those yards, you just, from what I've been told or how they treat me, we don't have forced dispatch. So you can kind of go and find a route and you'll make plenty of money, in my opinion. We hear you. I'm willing to pay you for training. Again, maybe I'll really think of. I'll really put forth some effort here in trying to develop some sort of training for you guys to really help you out. But yeah, I would maybe if you can get out this direction and get hired on with United Road and request me, I guess maybe we can work something out. My personal vehicle is a 5-speed, so no worries. Okay, so good. Yeah, if you know how to drive standard, you should be good then. United Road will hire you with a restriction like that. I don't see why they wouldn't. We have automatics. Which company do you recommend for someone trying to get into car hauling? I got 3 years of experience in car hauling. My recommendation, obviously, is the company I work for. I mean, United Road. We have a training program. You just need 6 months of over-the-road experience. Tony, it's Tony, Montana. Yeah, shoot me an email. I can get you all the information to come over here. And depending on where you are, if they're hiring in that location, I strongly recommend United Road. But yes, I'm 100% biased. So take my word for my word. I love it here. That doesn't mean everybody's gonna. But yeah, personally, I have no reason why to not recommend coming here to United Road. Can I request a sleeper truck? Yeah, we have Jay Odom. We have sleeper trucks here. I do longer runs. I basically run Vance, Alabama to Larson, Alabama, running Mercedes up north to Long Island, Chicago. Car Haul Charlie, I give you more credit. You are a better trucker than me. If you're running not only Long Island, but Chicago as well, nope. I like my small towns. I will be out of Canton, Mississippi. So, are you hauling, Jay Odom, are you with United Road out of Canton, Mississippi? Or are you hauling, they got in there Supreme, I think Hanson and Atkins is in there? But I don't know if we have work in Canton anymore for United. I know we had the vans, the big Envy vans, but last I heard, Nissan was canceling those. So I have no idea. LOL, city life. Yeah, Car Haul Charlie, you have that city life stuff. Sorry. Thank you for the advice, city life. USAL is there. Okay, so USAL is in Canton as well. I don't get in there often, so I don't know a whole lot about that yard. Since I've been with United Road, I think since I've been with United Road, I've been there one time. That's all I've hauled out of there. If I hire on, I'll be over the road, but I think Canton is the nearest terminal. Yeah, you could be out of if you're with United Road, you could be out of the Canton terminal. but it just depends on where they're sending you. Because over in that little area, what do we have? You can get to Houston. That's a decent drive. We have a port in Louisiana. I've never been in there. Don't know anything about it. I don't even know how far that one goes. From Canton, you can get in Tupelo. That gets you all the way up through like Kansas City. Was it Kansas City, St. Louis? I don't know where else that direction they go. I know they go into Georgia and Tennessee. And the only reason I know about the Kansas City, St. Louis area is I almost took a load out of there one time for that. You also have Vance, Alabama. We have work out of there. We now have Teslas out of Birmingham. We have Fords out of Birmingham. We have Hyundai's out of Montgomery, and obviously Kia's out of West Point, right with me. So yeah, you got a lot of work over in that area, so it'd be good for you. Do you ever do a video of the setup you got in the cab? I wonder how you make that day cab work. I can do a video on that. I am not very organized, but I'll explain. I have in my cab, I'll do a video, but just a quick explanation right now. I keep my duffel bag or luggage bag, one of those rolly ones you take on the airplane. I keep that directly in front of my passenger seat. On top of my passenger seat, I have a big tote that's about yay big, takes up the whole seat right there, right up against my bag. That carries a lot of my non-perishable foods like vegetables, your pasta dishes, things like that. I always keep one of those 4-packs from Walmart, cans of canned chicken. It's not the greatest, but when you get to a place and it's late or it's too early, you can't get food, it works. Then my rain suit and extra vest, all that's in there. My filming stuff is in there. And then on top of that, I keep a, which I didn't bring with me tonight because I ate right before I got to the hotel, but I keep a backpack that has all my cooking stuff in it. And that all just sits right there. But I will do a video on that for you. At least show it one of these days. It's Usal, Hanson and Atkins, and United. Supreme's no longer, Ryan, Supreme's no longer in Canton anymore. I used to haul Nissans for them when I had my own truck. I used to haul them into like North Carolina, South Carolina for Supreme. So they might have lost it. I have no idea. United was hauling. Yeah, we do have work just about everywhere. I think we're at 90 some or 100 and some terminals now, so just a couple. United was hauling other units, not just vans in Canton. Okay, so yeah, I only ever got the vans the one time I hauled out of Canton, so I have no idea what else they haul. Obviously, we have Canton has the trucks. They used to have the Murano. I don't know if they still do anymore, if that's now officially fully up in Smyrna. And we used to have the Maximo was down there, but that might, I think they're building that full-time up in Smyrna now. But once in a while. Okay, so, but other than that, guys, it is 15 minutes past when I needed to get off of here. So, guys, I appreciate you coming out. Like I say, as always, I love you. Be safe out there. If you have any questions, shoot questions to my email or just on Facebook as well. You can Facebook. You can reach out on Facebook or on YouTube here. Just hit me up. Let me know anything you guys wonder about. I will do my best to answer it for you guys. But I'm going to bed so I can get up early in the morning. But next time I will. I'll just see you next time. Bye, guys. I'm out.